quasi-static process. See, quasi means almost, static means reversible here. See, achieving a reversible process is little difficult and it requires certain assumptions. See, if suppose we were able to reach a reversible process, then such a process we call it as quasi-static process here. Now, to understand this quasi-static process, let us take a small example. So let me consider first thing a frictionless piston cylinder arrangement. See, the first assumption what we have considered is a frictionless piston cylinder arrangement. See, practically speaking, we doesn't have any frictionless arrangements. It is impossible to have the contacting surfaces without friction. Now, the first assumption is a frictionless piston cylinder arrangement. The second assumption what we need to consider here is we need to take an ideal gas. So this gas what we have considered is an ideal gas. Then this should be perfectly insulated such that there will be no heat transfer across the boundary of the system. See, perfect insulation is also practically not possible. So the first assumption what we have considered is the frictionless piston cylinder arrangement. Second one is we are considering an ideal gas. Third one, there should be no heat exchange to the surroundings. That means the vessel or the piston cylinder arrangement should be perfectly insulated. Now, let us plot a graph between pressure and volume. See, for your easy understanding, I'll be magnifying this particular PV diagram so that easily it can be understood. See, initial condition is 1, what we have taken. Now, to achieve this quasi-static process, we have to apply infinitesimally small loads. That means the magnitude of these small loads should be negligible. So when we apply certain negligible loads like this piston just slightly moves down. So as a result of that, there will be variation from 1 to A like this. Then let me apply another infinitesimally small load of same magnitude. Then the piston moves slightly downwards. As a result of that, there will be variation in the properties from A to B. Then another small load of same magnitude, B to C. Another small load of same magnitude, C to D. And another small load, let us say D to E. And finally another small load, let us say this has reached point 2. Now let me remove each load such that when I remove the topmost load, then the system changes its properties from 2 to E. Then if I remove the second load, E to D, then if I remove the third load, D to C, and if I remove the fourth load, C to B, and finally if I remove the fifth load, we will get from B to A, and finally the last load if I remove, I will get from A to 1. Now if you observe carefully, if we are applying infinitesimally small loads under the conditions of frictionless piston cylinder arrangement considering an ideal gas, and there is no heat transfer to the surroundings because of perfect insulation, then here we were able to achieve a reversible process. But here the process is happening very slowly, which is not possible when we consider our bike engines or some other engineering applications. So achieving a reversible process depends upon certain assumptions, and if we were able to achieve a reversible process, then such a process we call it as quasi-static process. You try to remember. And see here, I told you about infinitesimally small loads. We don't know how much is the magnitude of this infinitesimally small loads. So it might be just like a piece of paper which you have to put, which is of negligible weight. But in practical cases, you can't use this quasi-static process because the process is running very slowly and based on certain assumptions here.